Hello everyone, you're welcome back. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can find and select cells in Excel as well as how you can navigate cells in Excel. You want to use this tool when you want to quickly find and select cells with specific contents or attributes. This can be formulas, comments, conditional formatting, and so on. Now let's see this in practice. The first thing that I will like to tell you is that you can use two different methods. Either you use the shortcut or you use the normal method from Excel. So the first is either you come to your home tab. Okay. Once you come to your home tab, you go to this editing and then where you have find and select. So here you have find, you have replace, you have go to, and so on. So for this find, you can actually use Control F. So you can see it written here. Find and replace, you can use Control H. Go to, you can use Control G, and same with go to special. You can also use Control G for go to special. So the first thing that we are going to be looking at is this very demo where we want to replace apple with mango. So we are going to be using find and replace here. So we come to this, our editing. That's after we've clicked on home, you come to under editing, you select and you come to replace. Okay. So you type apple and you replace it with mango. So we first of all find next. So we can actually replace all. If we click on this replace all, we don't need to be finding next as we replace. But since we want to be replacing individually, we just want to replace two of it. We click on find next, not this one. We want to replace the second apple, which is this, and the third one. So we replace this, and we also replace the third one, which we want to replace as well. Then another thing that I want to show you is go to. Okay. So go to is the next thing that I want to show you. So here you can easily use Control G to go to a certain cell in your worksheet. So it can easily move you to that very cell or a range of references. So in this case, what I want to go straight to is this Z1000. Okay. So I will use Control G and then I will type it here. Z1000 and okay. So you can see it brought us directly to this Z1000. Now we can still go back using the same Control G. I use A1 to take me back. Okay. Then another thing is for us to see go to special. So for go to special, I can actually use same Control G and then click on special, or I can come here under editing and click on go to special as well. So what do I want to see here? Here I have blank sheets, I have blank cells, I have errors, I have numbers, and so on. But what I want to see for now is where I have errors. So I'll just click on these formulas and deselect each of these and click OK. So you can see it's showing me where I have errors. I can also do the same Control G and decide, okay, what I want to see now are just my numbers and texts. Okay, so I will be using constants this time around, not formulas. So I will decide I want just numbers and text that are constants. Okay, and you can see it's able to select those for me. I can also decide I want blanks. Okay. If I decide I want blanks, it's able to detect the blanks that I have here. Now let's go to the next. The next is this formula notes. Okay, and conditional formatting, constant, and so on. That we can also use this find and select from here, or we can use Control G. So in this case, the first thing that I want to see is my comments, where I have comments in this very, no, let me start with formulas, where I have formulas in this sheet. So if I click on these formulas, it's able to detect where I have formula, where I summed. Okay, I can also decide that I want to see my comments. You can see here I have a comment. Another conditional formatting, where I perform conditional formatting. The whole of this was where I performed conditional formatting. We can also check for constants. Okay, these are our constant values. Okay, and if we have data validation, which is here where we have yes and no option, we can also check for it. Let's locate it. Just click on data validation and it's able to show you where we have applied data validation. And that is for our formula nodes, for conditional formatting, data validation, and so on. Then here, where we select objects. So you may have an object that is very far from your view in your sheet. For example, you have a text box, but it's very far. You may want to easily find it, to locate it. So let me say, for example, I use Control G to locate A50. Okay, then in this A50, I decide to insert a shape, text box, and then go back to this very point. I can't see my text box easily here. Maybe I have several of them. I can just decide to use that option. Okay, I come to my home, come to find and select, and then come to select object. Okay, let me use this control special, select object. So it's able to come directly to show me the object, okay, which is the text box. I can also use this shortcut key when I'm navigating my sheet, which is control page navigation. Okay, so I will show you how you can do this. So you can use control page up. So when you click on your control page up, it will move you to the previous sheet. And when you click on the down, it will move you to the next sheet. Okay, as you can see. So control page down will move us to shift click sheet at the moment. And then page up will move us back to control page navigation. Then another thing that I would like to show you is the use of shift and click. Okay, so you may want to select a number of cells, like let's say row 2 down to row 10. Okay, so if I click on this row 2, if I click on this row 2 and I want to select everything down to row 10, I will just hold on to my shift key and then click on row 10. It will select everything. Then next that I want to show you is the shift arrow key. So with shift arrow key, you are able to select adjacent rows and columns easily. So once you select your first cell and you hold on to your shift, you can use arrow keys Now I want to click my right arrow key. You see what happens. If I click on it again, it still moves. If I decide to use my down arrow key, you can see it's going down. So this helps us move to select based on what we want. Okay. And then the next thing that we are now going to look at is our control click. So you may not want to select multiple cells based on when I click one and then select every other thing below it. You may want to select them non-adjacently. Okay. So if you want to select non-adjacently, you just click on the first one. In this case, is our row 2, and then hold on to control. Then go to the next one that you want to select, which is 5 for me. I'll click on it. The next, which is 8, I'll click on it. So you can see it's not doing it adjacently. This is non-adjacent, and this may be what we want. And then the next thing is Control A. So Control A will help us select everything that we want. So if I do Control A here, it can select the whole sheet for me. Okay. Can also do Control A here, which will just select this very part for me as well. Then Control Shift arrow. Okay, so for Control Shift arrow, we have already demonstrated this previously, but in this case now, it will detect the kind of values that we have here. So if I do Control Shift down arrow, it's going to detect the numbers and select them specifically. Okay, I can also use it to select adjacent rows. So if I do Control Shift arrow, it will select everything to the last as well. Or if I do it down, Control Shift down arrow, it will select everything in the column for me. So that is also another thing that we need to understand when it comes to this our topic on finding and selecting cells as well as navigation. I hope you were able to find this video helpful, and if you were, please like the video and share as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.